Good mornings, ladies and gentlemen, boys and MF and girls. This is your captain with one name speaking, and I'm here to rock your world. That name, of course, is James L. Seagraves. It is Tuesday, 7:47 a.m. Got to be quick because I got to go to work soon. Great week. Some weirdness going on with some randomizers. We're going to probably have to take at least one team away. We're going to do a formal investigation into what the hell's happened with Stephen GERGELY. He had two teams. We removed one of the teams. He pretty much made a lineup week one, I'm pretty sure, and then didn't. So I don't know what's going on with him. We will watch the investigation. We might lose two owners. If you know someone who wants a team, Super Original is out. He's been randomized twice in a row. No contact. I don't know what the hell his deal is. We don't have time for that shit. We have way too many owners who want teams to be fucking around with someone who gets randomized 2 weeks in a row unless there's some kind of computer glitch. So I will reach out to him, but get someone on the back burner. In fact, I'm not even going to reach out to these guys probably because they've had their chance. If they didn't reach out to me, clearly they don't give a rat's ass. So anyway, your bottom 10. Here we go. Whoops. If your last name is Bradley, you are in great shape this year so far, unless, of course, your name is Stephanie. Unfortunately, she is by far the weakest link when it comes to the Bradley family.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Well, I don't think they're going to say goodbye to her. Well, I mean, not yet anyway. 1 and 3. She has there are two teams that are 1 and 3 in the bottom 10. Them and Tush Pushers. I forget whose team this is now. They're pushing Tush, all right. You better believe it. They changed their name. Oh, it's Alex Erickson. Hey, Alex Erickson, let me tell you, buddy, your team is bad this year. There's no doubt about it. But so far, your recruits, I think you've gone 0 for 2 here. Gary Johnson abandoned his team before this league even began. Cuckoo, Ain't You, Tyler Robinson, the new team taking over for him. And also Stephen GERGELY. I don't know where the fuck this guy is either. That's Jake Bates Motel. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then we have the lovable Jamie Phelps, I believe is the nuts. Yes, 0 and 4. Maybe you shouldn't have 50 fantasy teams. You can focus on this one. Nasty Nutria, Sarah Krasansky, 0 and 4 as well. Unsportsmanlike Begging, 0 and 4. That is Brian David. Still some quality owners here. My ball, Zach Ertz, down to number 96. That is Don Knapp. Can't win a game. $75 million man continues to struggle. 4-game losing streak. Pork and Beans, Super Original, and the Mad Scientist again cannot.
You make me sick!
Cannot get a victory going here, and, I don't know what his deal is, but we got to play the theme. For the second week in a row, the Mad Scientist is still trying to concoct a winning formula through 4 weeks, and I don't think he's been randomized at all. 186 points through 4 weeks. That, my friend, is dog shit. Thank you very much, Justin Redding. Definitely not Justin Reading, don't get those two confused. Not reading how to submit a starting lineup, that's for sure. Play with Mike Ditka Falls. Nobody cares, we got to get to the top 20. Scott Muckovitz up in the top 20 for the first time all year, I believe. Maybe not. I don't know. Do you even Swift Bro? Cloakle Kiss. There's one of the Bradleys in the top 20. Ghetto Heisman, Rob Gork sends me a lot of videos, sending his team into the top 20 for the first time in who knows how long. And then, of course, look out, number 16 in the nation. It's the Apache Chiefs. God, I keep replacing things. The Apache Chiefs are back where they belong on their homeland, which is in the top 20. Will it be stolen by the white man? We don't know. It's probable because there's a lot of white people in this league. In fact, I don't know if there's a single black person in this league. Gracie Trudell. Maybe another one. But Bracy, man, he's not up in this conversation. There's not a single black person in the top 20, that's for sure. There is a blue person, Bleeding Blue Bombers. Pat Provost Sr., he may be a Smurf. I don't know. He bleeds blue. Hernandez Hitman, Jeremy Alexander /Orr. The Double G spot. Gary Grant up to number 12. Good to see you back up here. Sagnassy's Notch, Puff Top Notch, up to number 11. Almost cracking the top 10 for the first time since, I think, year 1. When he did come in second place, by the way. I was looking that up. I didn't realize he came in second place. Nasty Nutria came in second place one time, too. They get no love. I'm giving you love right now. Hitting Rugs. Is Bracy the only black person in this league? I don't know. That's fine. Hey, don't mind the skinhead look when I talk about the fact there's no black people in this league, hardly. We love them all. Hitting Rugs, up to number 10 from number 18. That is Mason Bradley. Right above him is his father, the Black Hole. Also, 3 of the 4 Bradleys in the top 20. and one of them in the bottom 10. Ouch. Golf and balls, don't look now, but this is your defending champion, climbing up, 2-game win streak, 3-1, 2-0 in conference, Christopher Russell. Patriot Thunder, he was number 1 after week 1. He lost. He's now won 2 in a row, back up into number 7. Well, in number 7, not maybe, whatever. Vic in a box, Josh Griner dropped a top 20 score this week against my boy Nick Radecki. Ducky on Quack. It was a beatdown. Basically, everybody started. We'll see this in a minute. Fucking put up double digits or 20 points. Stinky Fingers. Now we're in the undefeated teams. There are 5 undefeated teams left. Stinky Fingers. The Lovable, Golden Kroger, Minnesota Man. Only man from Minnesota here. So we got one black guy, one Minnesota guy. What are the... I mean, I don't think there's a single black person in Minnesota. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's where those problems started. Never mind. I'm going to keep moving on and stop talking about things. But Stinky Fingers, number 11 up to number 5. Nibble on my Gibbs, cough on my Goff. John Zemer. We haven't seen this man in a long time. But he is still around, obviously, and he is still winning. Golfing with Laporta, up to number 3 from number 8. Good job for you. There's so many golfing games. I think that's Bob Ames. I'm going to double check because you think I would get these things eventually, but my brain is mush these days. Sure enough, it is Bob Ames. I'll get him eventually. Too many fucking Laporta names and golfing names. And then Pylon Pounders. Manny Flores. He's on a 4-game winning streak since I ousted him in the playoffs last year, but still, good job to you. 4-0, 2-0. But that means your number 1 team in the nation is, ladies and gentlemen, having the best month of his life. You can see it right there. Eric Minturn, 1 euchre, went to 2 music festivals, and is number 1 atop the muscle now. 4th straight week with the new number one team. Does not bode well for the future, by the way, because you cannot stay on top because people put super lineups when they see they're playing number 1. But what a month Eric Minturn is having, and you couldn't ask for a better person to have it happen to. We love you, Eric Minturn. Congratulations. Keep in mind, he is a former champion, okay? Also, number 19, number 18, rather, Cloacal Kiss, former champion, and number 8, defending champions. You have 3 former champions in the top 20. And that's what I got to say about that. So now, we're going to hit the randomizers up. Now, I'm going to talk about the randomizers here. Not good. We have Jake Bates Motel. As of right now, his team has been removed. Find somebody who, if you know someone who wants a team, I'm going to talk to Stephen Gergely and see what happened there, because it's very un-Gergely-like that he just abandons his squad in the middle of the season. But I mean, hey, I don't know. He had 2 teams that removed 1. He submitted a lineup week 1 so he can get in. But when I looked at the owner thing, it doesn't look like anything there. So I don't know. We might just remove him. We might put him back. I don't know. He has not reached out to me. Super Original, I think that's Paul Smith or Paul Ward. I get him confused. I think that is Paul Smith. Yes, Paul Ward is Mullen Incorporated. Hey, these guys have only been in the league for 8 years. I'll get them eventually. But I don't know who they are, you know? I mean, I know who they are based on these names. So they've been randomized 2 weeks in a row. Not good. John Gillette randomized again. John Gillette, not the best a man can get, because a guy can find anyone who can submit a lineup 4 weeks in a row. But apparently you can't. So what's your deal? You're on the cutting block. So then DeCrush somehow. That's like a first time I've ever seen one of the Kissel twins freaking in the randomized category. But he was, nevertheless. So one week, not a big deal. 2 weeks, you got problems. 3 weeks, your team's gone. Find an owner. We're going to have him on the back burner just in case. So that's your randomizer. And it's time to go to our fastest minutes. We're going to go super quick today because we have no time. So here we go. Fantasy recaps. What's going to be the muscle game of the week according to my fantasy league? We're going to find out here in a minute because my internet is slow as balls. We're paying off the ass for this stuff. Got 2 different networks and they both suck apparently. Excuse me? Excuse me? What the fuck? Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen! I am just finding... I told you I don't look at this shit in advance. I am finding out for the first time in muscle history since fractional scoring has been a thing, we have a tie! Oh my god! Just like the NFL in the shitty Cowboys-Packers game that nobody wanted to win, hanging with Mr. Hernandez and concussion protocol. Tie! The first time it's ever happened. Almost a scientific impossibility, but it happened. 72.44 to 72.44. I'm looking at the numbers right now. That's not a made-up thing. Wow. I never thought it'd happen, but it happened. I guess that is the Muscle Game Week. They tied. It's like making out with your sister. Nobody wins, nobody loses. All right, FarmersOnly.com loses the Bleeding Blue Bombers by 10. They both put up 83 and lose. That sucks. Vic in the Box puts up a historic score of 133.69 over Ducky on Quack. Not good for Nick Radecki, who falls to 2-2 now. Hernandez Hitman over Jake Bates Motel, who is randomized yet again. I don't know what his deal is. Carson Wentz put in when they helped them get to number 13 overall. Then we have Mullen Incorporated, the other Paul that I always get confused. Hurts so good, puts up 98 points and loses. This is why it's called the Ultimate Survivor League, not the sometimes I can score 98 points and win. No! In the Ultimate Survivor League, sometimes you put up 98 points and lose. I put up 95 last week and lost. Parker Dalton puts up 98 points and loses, falls to 1-3. Paul Ward goes to 2-2. Balls Deep is randomized, and the Nantab Knights gets their first victory of the year. Michael Myers. It's not Halloween yet, but it's almost Michael Myers season. Close enough. Last weekend in September, Michael Myers comes through and stabs Balls Deep in his randomized ass. That was by George Pickens. The Donkey Punchers losing to Golfing with the Porta, puts them at number 3, 4-0. Bob Ames, way to go. Tallywhackers over Moose Knuckles, 91-78. Nuttalovia Face loses to Providence Power, 74-55. The Wyans back in the winning column, 2-2 over True Blue Wrecking Crew. A couple lovable older guys there. We love them all. Who's that? That is Josh Jacobs, of course. Patriot Thunder over Brady's Balls, 93-64, led by this weirdly shaped head of Puka Nakua. Low-hanging fruit couldn't beat Lewis Diana football team, who gets their first victory of the year. Don't look now. LDFT on the way to the winning column. Yes, indeed. They're a very good owner. Team Bill Collins joins the league and gets his first win behind Josh Allen as they pound $75 million man. Well, they beat him by 7 points, nevertheless. Death by 1,000 punts over Squadrels. Squadrels loses again. They fall to 2-2. Death by 1,000 punts. Aaron Mitchell up to 2-2. 20 of the Muckers over Steel City Sackers. Steel City Sackers was undefeated. This is a critical game. Dustin Hanson loses to Scott Muckovitz, 93-69. Again behind Puka Nakua's weird picture. All too well can't win a goddamn game. 1-3. The only Bradley not in the top 20 finds himself in the top or the bottom 10. You're in trouble. Imagine that. Former champion Kyle Stoker wins his first game of the year after week 4. Golf and balls, as we said, Chris Russell drops 118 over Digger Phelps, who falls to 3-1. That is a critical game. Golf and balls now has the tiebreaker and the lead, because of which Whispering Eyes, Jason Taylor beats up David Dalton, 83-68 behind Puka Nakua. Everyone started, it looks like. Tom Farmer puts up a paltry 34 points, gets tripled up on by my wife, Malcolm Rodriguez in the middle of my thighs, Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, and Antonio St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Fucking football's life could have used on Antonio Brown in his heyday, maybe to score some points, but they didn't. Play with Mike Ditka, loses Joe Buck himself. Jordan Craig goes to 2-2. Tony Cromwell goes to 2-2. DeMar Hamlin's booster shot fresh with a new logo on the screen of the live scoring with a little syringe. That was me, thank you very much. Loses the Clockwork Elves. Might need another booster as DeMar Hamlin falls to 1-3. My son finally gets his first victory of the year. Behind Romeo Dobbs' huge head. Not in this picture, but he looks like backyard football character, the old game of backyard football with the huge heads. Romeo Dobbs. He might be auditioning to take over for Rick Moranis in Spaceballs 3 because Rick Moranis ain't coming back for Spaceballs 3. Spaceballs 2 is happening. Romeo Dobbs might be a stunt double. The helmet is fucking enormous! All right. Then we got Do You Even Swift Bro versus Tush Pushers. Alex Erickson can't recruit people to stay in the league, and he can't get a win. Ben Hester goes to 3-1 up to number 19. Sewer Bombs over Super Original, who is randomized, 84. This is like kicking a kid who's already down. Paul Smith, I don't know what happened to him. I worry about him. He's been in the league a long time, been randomized 2 weeks in a row, probably going to lose his team. Jordan Love, I can't stand that. Wipe that stupid smirk off your face. Puka Nakua tripping on Fofos, puts up 73. Fly Eagles Fly, 79.09. Mick DeBoe back in the winning column behind that weird, it might just be just like bizarro Michael Jackson photo I see here. Nevertheless, Cot Jockey's back in the winning column. Michael Carl goes to 2-2 over Rocky Keeling, 96-93. A lot of high scores, didn't win games. Speaking of which, Jamie Phelps falls to 0-4, putting up 86. Golden Kroger had the golden touch behind Bo Nix and, of course, Puka Nacua. Everybody started him. John Zemer over BVC. John Zemer moves to number 4. BVC falls to 1-3. Brad Van Camp in the losing camp yet again, 1-3. Ben Miller over Ryan Frazier, 87-82. Frazier struggling. He scored a lot of points, but not winning. He has a huge game this week. The guy's got a great schedule. A lot of games. He's got a lot of tough ones, though. About damn time. The Suicide Squad, formerly number 1, gets cocky, thinking he can start scrubs like Lad McConkey. Fucking Lad Upel had a better chance scoring 2 points. And no one knows who that is, except we went to Addison, but still. J-Mac falls 93-41 to Kakambas, who, by the way, I bring this up all the time, I just looked up to confirm, has the highest score of all time and the 3rd highest score of all time. Jeremy Orr knows what he's doing. Coming from behind, can't beat Love Story, Jordan's version. Don't look now, they're 2-2. Coming from behind, falls to 2-2. Big loss there. Hawk Tua cannot beat Jack Off in the end zone. Puts up 78. Hawk Tua, unfortunately. Ronnie Tripp falls to 2-2, or 1-3 rather. Jack Off in the end zone goes to 2-2. Cheechki over Prime Time, 86-56. No one really cares about that game, but I mentioned it. Strong Street Soldier over Human Lexman defense is the battle of 2 former champions, and one of them clearly reigns supreme. Chase McLaughlin put up 17 points, though. Not bad. Didn't matter. Ashton Genty, not Alshon Jeffrey. Ashton Genty doesn't even have a picture. Nasty Nutria loses to swine flu. Kaminsky puts in the lineup again. He got randomized last week. Puts up 104 points over Sarah Krasinski. The Super Cyclones. Marcus Towns gets his 2nd victory. 105-61 over my Balzac Ertz. Don Knapp falls to 0-4. Marcus Towns, that lovable clown, goes to 2-2. 2-game win streak. Look out. He went to town all right on my Balzac Ertz. Not great. I'm on 1, a.k.a. Josh Harris. I'm on Lost. Wrong spelling, but whatever. Against the Apache Chiefs, who ejaculated all over the screen Sunday night because he was watching Jordan Love, and he started him, and he is completely in love with his Packers players. And, yeah. Way to go, Jordan Love. Way to get a tie. The Double G spot. Beat up on 2 girlies, 1 cup. Austin O'Neal falls to 2-2. The Double G spot, 3-1, leading the conference. Chop it off and make it stunning and brave. Twilight Zone reality, folks. Loses to Double C's. Cody Cole, fresh off signing the MSF lease, celebrates by putting it on. Chop it off. That's a huge win because I promise you that Chop it off team will be in the playoff hunt at the end of the year. Cody Cole has a tiebreaker on him now. That's huge. Ghetto Heisman. Rob Gork moves to the top 20 by beating Rob Aiken. Justin Fields looks like a damn Dick Tracy character. Pork and Beans loses to Better Bring Your A Game by 83-81. Rob Jazerski, 3-1. Pork and Beans falls to 0-4. Unsportsmanlike begging, Brian David could not beat Monstars with an asterisk. Chaz Jolly, 2nd win of the year. Password is Taco. Dom Valenti moves to Hit and Rugs. Mason Bradley moves to number 10, 95-70-something. Freddie versus Jason finally gets a win. Oh, no, he's got 2 wins now, sorry. Jeff Arbogast, lovable JavaScript name, defeats K-Dog Millionaire. Kyler Eastern got a little cocky, I think. I think he got a little cocky. He's feeling good, being 3-0, first season. Welcome to the Muscle. You have your first loss. Cloacal Kiss over DeCrush. DeCrush was randomized, put up 75 points. That's kind of impressive. Yeah, but Bo Nix behind, Cloacal Kiss behind Bo Nix is 18 points. Moves up to number 18. New Orleans Rock chucks over Will's Wranglers 87-71. Show Me Them TDs puts up 100. Chad Lige over Suckett. Bracy Trudell 100-77. Bracy Trudell falls 1-3 to Trudell/Phelps family. A combined 1-7 in muscle so far. Not great. Maybe you should slow down. But don't leave the league. We love having you here. Plus, we need representation, as you know. We've already discovered this. The Pylon Pounders. Manny Flores, he's Hispanic, covers that. Versus Gary Gigolos. Nobody knows what ethnicity the guy is. He's dark complected. But nevertheless, 77-68. Garrity, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Nobody comments on these things. Maybe in the Facebook page, but on the YouTube page. Pylon Pounders. Pounds of 2. Stephen Garrity's. Gary Gigolos, who falls to 2-2. Sticks it in you over the Mad Scientist, 94-39. Just a pathetic showing by Justin Redding. He's hoping to get a wild card. It's probably not going to happen. the Black Hole over the recently named Cuckoo Ain't You, Tyler Robinson. Cool name. Maze Hembalaya, allegedly, is who runs this team. We're not talking about it. But can't not have real names when you question the narrative, people. That's all I got to say. The Black Hole in the top 10 for the first time in a long time. We love having you there. Turn your head and golf. Formerly number 1, Zach Van Sickle, back in the winning column, beating up Knuckles for the win. Ricky Gennari, who falls to 1-3. And that is your fastest minutes. I actually got that done before the time thing happened. It is 8:07. We are moving along just fine. We're going to take a look at the conferences real quick, and then we're also going to look at player points. I have a girl who's opening for me, so if I'm a little late, nobody really cares. She doesn't watch this podcast. She doesn't know. Maybe she does. That'd be weird. But anyway, Jeff Lebowski Conference, you have 3 3-1 teams, including number 6, number 13, and number 14. Vic in the Box, Hernandez, Hitman, and Bleeding Blue Bombers. No 0-3 teams. Kind of competitive there. Well, look, we'll see what's coming up. We'll see what's coming up this week in the games. All right, Kirk Lazarus Conference, you have 1 4-0 team, Golfing Laporta, and then number 7, Patriot Thunder. 3 3-1 teams, 2 1-3 teams, and then some average shit. Muckers and Steel City Sackers are up atop the Ron Burgundy Conference, both 3-1. A lot of 1-3 teams, and the 0-4 $75 million man. That is tragic to see. Jess Spicoli Conference, look out. Golf and Balls, defending champion, on top right now, 3-1, with Andy Plum and Tom Farmer, fresh off his loss to my wife, I believe. That's who she beat this week. Yes. Yeah. DeMar Hamlin's boosted up bottom of the conference right there, 1-3. That's not that big a deal. If you're 0-4, you got problems, especially if you have a 4-0 team in your conference, which is what happens here with the next one with Stinky Fingers, Golden Kroger 4-0, only 1 3-1 team. This guy's running away with this shit, people. You got to get on him. Do you even Swift, bro? Ben Hester. I think they might play each other this week, which might be the game of the week. I don't know. But Super Original and the Nuts, 2 0-4 teams, a bunch of 2-2 teams, then the Tush Pushers pushing it up from the Tush. John Zemer's Nibble on My Gibbs, Cough on My Goff, 4-0. 2 3-1 team, Suicide Squad and Sag Nasty, notch above top notch there. BVC trails the field, and Nice Now You Don't trails the field too. And of course, you have Concussion Protocol and Hanging Mr. Hernandez with a fucking tie, which I never thought would happen. Unfortunately, you do not get a ticket for a tie, so it kind of just sucks. In the wild card lottery. Strong Street Soldiers 4-0, Cheechki 3-1, Nasty Nutria, My Balls Accurates, both 0-4, a bunch of scrubs in the middle. And then we have this. This is what I wanted to break down right here. This is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams in the Napoleon Dynamite Conference are 3-1, led by Double G Spot, the Apache Chiefs, Ghetto Heisman, Double C's, Chop It Off, and Better Bring Your A Game, all 3-1. Pork and Beans, Turn Off the Light. Wait, where's that? I got that. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at?
Turn off the lights. The party's over.
Probably over.
They say that all.
Probably over for
good
Pork and
things
Beans when you're
must
0-4 and you're
end.
staring at
Call
6
it
teams.
tonight.
Yeah.
The party's over.
When there's 6 teams are 3-1 and you're 0-4, that is almost mathematically impossible to come back, even though we're only a third of the way through the season. Tommy Callahan Conference, a little bit closer, but not really. 3 3-1 teams. Hitting Rugs, Cloacal Kiss, that is brother and sister. Oh my God, if they play this week, that'd be amazing. I don't think they do. K-Dog Millionaire falls from the top all the way to 3rd place because of that division loss right here. If you can see this, that is huge. These conference games are much more important than the early games, but I was telling people. And unsportsmanlike begging, Brian David and, man, this is crazy. We got Dom Valenti and Brian David both here at the bottom. And you can't see this here, but Lloyd Christmas Conference, Pylon Ponders 4-0, The Black Hole, Turn Your Head and Golf, and Show Me Them Tees 3-1. The Mad Scientist down at the bottom. It's okay. It's okay. You don't need to see that. You don't need to see them. So that's that. Now we look at, we have our 1/3 look. I'm not sure why I'm here. There we go. That's where I'm supposed to be. We have our 1/3 look. What this means is we're just looking at a third of the way through the season. We're looking at to see if you go to all reports, by the way, you can do this. You go to starter points, player. We're going to hit just player. We're looking at who's been started so far this year. This is a quick little look here. This right here shows you how many points these people scored and how many players have started them. So right now, Kyler Murray is actually the number 1 started quarterback. He has not put up the most points, 342.95 points while starting. That's an average of 9.79 ball sack, which you cannot see for some reason. I'm going to see if I can tighten this up a little bit. Can you see it now? No, you cannot. Weird. Oh, well. Can't do much about that. You can see the 9. That's all you need to see. Hey, you don't need to see any more than that. Lamar Jackson lead in the league in points, started by 26 teams. Josh Allen started by 28 teams. But what I find interesting, and you can't even see this here, unfortunately, but let me bop this. Well, I can't. Shit. What you cannot see here is the fact that the bottom person here is J.J. McCarthy. He's been started by 4 people. He has scored negative 6.36 points, people. That is just awful. Just awful. And then we'll go to running backs, see who's starting here. 47 people have started Christian McCaffrey, probably because they think he's going to get injured. James Cook by 46. But 48, James Conner, they got him out of the way. A lot of people were smart because I don't think he's coming back. So James Conner, the number 1 started running back, followed by McCaffrey, and then James Cook. We're going to go to look at wide receivers next. The number 1 wide receiver started so far, 43 people started CeeDee Lamb. 42 have started Rome Odunze. And then 37 have started Puka Nacua, most of which were this week, apparently, based on all those photos. 35 people started Nico Collins. And that's about it for that. Tight ends. Nobody really cares about these, but we're looking. Trey McBride started by 39 people. TJ Hawkinson by 31. Everything else is basically 20s. Kicker, nobody really cares about this, but we're looking. How many people started Brandon Aubrey? 31. A third of the league almost. Brandon Aubrey and Tyler Loop are the number. Well, nope, sorry. Cameron Dicker's the number 1 started kicker. 34 players or owners have started him. Followed by that. And then, of course, we go to the defense. And again, we're a third of the way through the season. 50 people have started the Broncos. Half the league have started the Broncos, including me this week. 40 people have started the Packers. 37 have started the Los Angeles Rams, etc. It is now 8:13. We have to get to the matchups. Here we go. Week 5 preview. I got to spend a half an hour scrolling down, unfortunately. But we got to get my NBC Sunday Night Football theme ready because it is not going to get – it's like the second game. Here we go. Where are we at? We're at 27 minutes. Good Lord. Where's week 5? Jeez Louise. Scroll past it. Why don't I? Week 5 head-to-head matchups. Okay, we're going right now. The first game we're going to talk about is the muscle game of the week. Number 13, Hernandez Hitman, taking on number 14, Bleeding Blue Bombers, Pat Provo Sr. versus Antoine Bacon. Both 3-1. Neither of them leading the conference, but that game is enormous for the other one to win. Mullen Incorporated, Paul Ward, 2-2 versus Vic in a Box, number 6. Patriot Thunder, number 7, taking on the 1-3 Donkey Punchers. Nobody really cares. Nut Olave, your face. 2-2 versus Golfing with Laporta, who's number 3 in the nation. Then we have Muckers, number 20, taking on Team Bill Collins, who's 2-2. That's a big game for Bill Collins. He's got to get his lineup in. He's not struggled with that. Probably should change his team name. If you want to text me, I can get it on there. We'll get your team name changed, or you can just do it yourself. But I know you're new. You don't know what you're doing there all the time. DeMar Hamlin's booster shot, 1-3, taking on Golf and Balls. These games are lame, no doubt about it. Here's one that's interesting. In a match of unranked teams, the 1-3 Clockwork Elves head into the 2-2 Malcolm Rodriguez in the middle of my thighs. That is a Lennon Seagraves versus Cassandra Seagraves matchup. Fathers and sons and daughters and mothers, or fathers and daughters, whatever. Kids versus parents can be in the same conference. Husbands and wives are not allowed to be. Whatever. This could have easily been the game of the week, but they're a little bit more spread apart. Stinky Fingers taking on Do You Even Swift Bro. That's number 5 versus number 19. That's a big game for Ben Hester and Golden Kroger. If Golden Kroger wins that, he is well on his way, but not officially done. Have a huge lead in that conference, as we talked about earlier. Concussion Protocol, OJ Eldorado, fresh off his tie, is going into he's hosting Sag Nasty. 3-1, number 11, trying to move up into the top 10 for the first time since year 1. Jeremy Orr's Kakambas, 2-2, taking on John Zemer's number 4 ranked Nibble on My Gibbs, Cough on My Goff. This game here also unranked people, but this is a big one as Bonnie Monahan takes on Ryan Frazier in a game that whoever loses that, their season might be in the dust. Super Cyclones taking on Haktua. Nobody cares. But I do love Marcus Towns. He's great. Eric Minturns, Strong Street Soldiers taking on Larry Weinberg's Jack Off in the end zone, 2-2 versus 4-0. Nasty Nutria versus Cheatski. That is a battle of cousin versus cousin as Nick Harris plays host to the 0-4 Nasty Nutria. Pork and Beans, they're 0-4. Dom Mulkey, get it together, taking on the Apache Chiefs, number 16. You need to win that game, Dom. Otherwise, the Apache Chiefs, you don't want them to get a head start. No way. Number 12 versus number 17, Double G spot, hosting Rob Gork. This is a big game, 2 ranked teams there. Cloacal Kiss, this is a big game too. Number 18, Cloacal Kiss, taking on the unranked Password is Taco, but still, those are 2 former champions playing each other in a massive game. Then we have Hitting Rugs taking on DeCrushed, and the Black Hole taking on Gary's Gigolos, and Pylon Pounders taking Cuckoo Could Ain't You, Tyler Robinson. That's what we have going on this week. Get your lineups in. Alex Erickson, talk to your boy Stephen Gergely, see what his deal is. Otherwise, we will take care of him, and we will give him to owners. So if you know someone who wants a team, they're already paid for. You don't have to pay anything. We just cannot have these teams get randomized. We will not allow dead owners in this league. Okay? That's all I got to say. Get out there and enjoy your week. We'll be back next week. Thank you very much. Have a great day.